Hi, I'm Natalie from ATMS and welcome to our Practitioner Spotlight. Today I'm joined by Teresa Mitchell-Paterson. Hi, Teresa.
Good morning or afternoon, whenever you're watching this.
Hello and welcome. So today we're going to kind of do a little bit of a dive into what do you practice, where do you practice, and I guess what you love doing. But let's start with, what is your main modality?
Well, actually, I've got two main modalities. So I am a naturopath, but I'm also a clinical nutritionist. So I really like that approach because I want to do a food first approach as best I can. And then if needed, then I will talk to patients about herbs or supplements, nutraceuticals, which are things that perhaps don't sit in the vitamin or mineral category. And also a holistic approach to make sure that I'm covering every aspect of a person's health, because it isn't just about food. It's not just about supplements. It's also about how we move our bodies, what our emotions are. They're all interconnected. So I like that interdependent sort of component of the whole person. I like to talk about all of that.
Absolutely. As you can't talk about one thing without talking about everything or the whole person, as you just mentioned.
Exactly.
And when do you see, patients come to you? What do you find in terms of food? What are they most needing help with?
Portion size, I would say. I think quite a few people come to see me for weight loss. And I tend to see quite complex and chronic conditions. And when people come to see me for weight loss and say to me, I cannot lose weight, well, for me, that is the first step of the journey. So it's very interesting how we perceive food and how we perceive portion sizes. And we don't realize that even just that tiny little 100-gram extra of, let's say, a protein or a carbohydrate or a little bit more fat can add up over 35 times, because we're eating 35 times a week. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, etc. Yeah. And if you say to yourself, well, that's an extra, I don't know, 200, 300 kilojoules or kilocalories per meal or per snack, by the end of the week, you're gaining a kilo a week. So if we just moderate that slightly, do a few food swaps, then everybody, I guarantee it, everybody can lose weight.
That's a great tip. And you don't realize how many meals you eat in a week. Like, I don't think I've ever calculated it.
It's amazing when you think you've got 35 opportunities per week to change your life.
And do you find that in general, we're eating enough fiber, plants in our diet? I know that's a big thing for you as well.
It really is. It's astounding that people think that fruit and vegetables have fiber. They don't. They're actually the least of the fiber, other than a protein, of course. But where we get fiber from is actually the grains and the skins of vegetables in particular, and some types of fruit. And when you talk to people about how many serves of vegetables they get per day, you realize that it's not really much more than a cup or maybe 2 cups as a serve. And we know from the statistics, and I don't want to go into all that evidence, but just really basically, we know from the statistics that most people, let's say 95% of the Australian population, do not eat enough fruit and vegetables. So when I'm talking to people, I find that the average is about 10 grams of fiber per day. And it's meant to be 25 to 30. And in some conditions, up to 50 grams of fiber per day. Yes.
Okay, so definitely we're falling short in eating the fiber, the whole grains, the vegetables, and the skins. As you said, a lot of people peel or they remove the skin, and that's got so much nutrients as well, and adding to that.
Yes, it certainly does.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for joining us again today for the Practitioner Spotlight. And just before you leave, where can we find you? Are you through Facebook or website? Please share.
I can be found through the Burke Street Clinic, which is in Surrey Hills in Sydney. It's an integrative medical practitioners space, a very lovely space. We've got some fabulous GPs, a great acupuncturist as well. So we're an integrated bunch. And yes, so just look up the Burke Street Clinic.
Perfect. Thank you so much again for joining us.
Welcome.